The strongest weapon of narcissists, and why it becomes increasingly blunted. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. I am Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and have saved myself from it. And I accompany you on your journey to your personal freedom. So, although narcissists possess a wide range, great variety of tools to enable themselves to get narcissistic supply from you, the strongest of them all is not the manipulation, it is not the conditioning, it is not the demand for your tolerance for their bullshit, and it is not even gaslighting, despite the fact that this is among the most powerful. The most powerful tool that narcissists have is their cloak, their camouflage, that they just don't appear on our radars. And that is thanks to two things. That is thanks to the first factor, that is lack of knowledge about narcissistic personality style. And the second is lack of recognition of the red flags of narcissists. Today we live in a very special world that helps us due to circumstances I will go into in detail shortly, to blunt that very weapon, that most powerful weapon that narcissists possess. And this is the increasing connectivity worldwide of people like you and me, viewers from on this channel from Australia can connect themselves with viewers from Switzerland or Canada or Germany. Moreover, each and every one of us possesses the ability, with a digital device at our hands and literal fingertips, to record pictures, audio, and video. And third, the internet does not forget. And in this time that we live in, it is vital that we recognize those mentioned factors, because the education system, regardless of where you are, fails us all in a grandiose way of educating us about narcissism. And it is so important that we get all the education that we need, because what is at stake is nothing less than your existence. As you're here, I probably don't have to say any more about this, because you're right in there. So let's go through a few examples where that camouflage, that cloak of invisibility, that managing to stay under the radar becomes increasingly more difficult for narcissists, which is a very good development. So let's start with this. There's the chairwoman of the Parents' Association, and on the last day of the graduating class, she verbally escalates because she didn't receive enough praise that she deems herself worthy of, despite the fact that she put on a table of 50 people, she put 4 cups of tea. We see, and truth finds a way. There's the top manager in Frankfurt that gets pulled over by the police in a traffic control because he drove 50 kilometers per hour too fast. And the first thing that he blurts at the cop is, "Do you know who I am?" And the cop remains calm and answers, "A man with Alzheimer's, if you need to ask." And the skaters across the street, they record it on video, and it goes viral on TikTok. We see, truth finds a way. There's the politician, regardless of his party affiliation and political beliefs, who promises you something yet again, and he's well dressed, well groomed, and in a solemn voice tries to convince you of something. And in case you don't believe him, he already has a few labels for you. Then, because if you're a non-believer, then you must be X or Y, or in the name of Zeus, maybe Z or Z if you're from the UK. And you don't want to be any of these. So despite your lingering doubts about what he said, what he claimed, what he promised, you keep your mouth shut, and you at some point maybe start to believe him. And 6 months later, the truth shatters the lie of that very politician. But none of us ever get an apology. But we see the truth finds a way. There's the teacher. She unbecomingly besets that remaining male student in the classroom. Only this time, he reacted fast enough with a quick swipe on the phone and one push of a button. This time, he records her. And that recording finds its way to his parents, to the Parents' Association, and to the board of directors of the school. And for the first time in a year, people start to believe him. We see truth finds a way. There's the tech giant that lies about core aspects and information about their business in order to get a better deal for the selling of their company. And there are a few courageous truth spreaders within that company that divulge the true information, the real facts, for everyone publicly in the world to see. And we see. Truth finds a way. There is the company Amazon, who tries to gaslight you into allegedly being an ist, a phobe, or a gynist if you utter any word of criticism about their new series, The Rings of Power. But all you wanted was a good story and believable characters. And even by now, it has become increasingly difficult for Amazon to hide the negative, real reviews done by real people, despite all their efforts to purchase positive reviews and allegedly trying to use bots for positive reviews. And we see truth finds a way. There's the professor, she who so diligently elaborates on 70 plus genders in front of the auditorium of her students who are all in their early 20s, until the first student is fed up and confronts her with the superpower of science, particularly biology. And other students record him as well as her screeching remarks, and thus end the attempt of indoctrinating younger people in today's universities. We see truth finds a way. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, there is the communal narcissistic father. This time he did not manage to maintain his composure when he approached his house with his daughter, close by. And before they enter the house and close the door behind themselves, he verbally explodes toward her, and his flat hand with an above average speed connects with her face and forces her head into an involuntary side movement. And this time, the neighbor sits outside on a bench, engaged in a Skype video call with a friend of hers. And both of them, now witnesses, see what has been happening. And they're confused, because that man was such a pillar of the community, such a carefully curated image. And they show the video and share their story with other people in the community. And we see now, because truth finds a way. So back to you, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every one of you is at a very individual stage of acquiring knowledge and of waking up. Okay, welcome. When I think back to my first and early days of waking up, the most prominent feeling I had was that of shock. Shock of seeing the extent of narcissistic abuse on an individual level, on a community level, at a sports club, society, and politics at large. But there is no way back. There is no reset button to dive back into unknowingness, into not knowing. When Neo in the Matrix woke up in his physical body the first time, he asked, "Why do my eyes hurt?" And the response was chilling, because you've never used them before. So the shock, ladies and gentlemen, to those of you who experience this right now, it is normal and it will subside, it will pass. There are a few key factors in a chain that contribute to our liberation on the one hand and to the dulling and blunting of that invisibility cloak, that camouflage of narcissists. The increasing reports on a global scale and online by individuals, whatever they share, leads to a higher sensitivity of all of us to see what is going on. That increased sensitivity leads to more knowledge, and that more of knowledge in each and every one of us every day leads to a reduced and gradually decreasing possibility for us to become manipulated. And the less we become, the less it is possible for others to manipulate us, the more each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, is capable of living out their true potential. And that said, from the bottom of my heart, I thank all of those contributors out there, contributors to narcissistic abuse, from individual to societal and political levels. Because there is one thing that they did not intend for, and they still managed to do it, and that is what they have my gratitude for. They are showing us their cards. With each report, like the examples I gave before, and so many more from your private lives and whatever you've experienced and have gone through, our knowledge pool increases. We see. The truth finds a way. And at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, with our ability to increasingly deconstruct that camouflage, that cloak of invisibility. Our memories are long, and we are wide awake. Be your own hero. Be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.